So the next note I have is that in 2015, your cancer metastasized to a brain tumor. So were you doing chemotherapy a lot of that time, or had you sort of just...
No, I think around 2013, 2014, I was so active on the chemotherapy and even radiation. Then I was not able to ask any questions. So if the doctor says you do this, that's what I did. And even if it was management at that point, I was like, I'll keep trying as long as the doctor is advising. So I also didn't know there are things called metastasis, like it can spread to somewhere else.
Yes.
It came as a shock now in 2015.
Yes.
When I did an MRI after headaches and a lot of now severe nose bleedings, and the doctor, by the time now I did the MRI, yeah, so by the time I got the MRI, from the result, it showed I had several tumors. Some were cancerous and others were benign. So I didn't understand those names then, like the benign thing, but I came to understand it meant they were not cancerous. But because there were so many and in very sensitive places, they say they cannot be removed, no surgery, and they would have risked to do the chemotherapy because then again it would go to the brain. So at that particular time, now I was told now there is nothing else like they can do. So we are looking at 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes.
At this
Yes.
point, so when in there did you end up telling your family about what was happening? At what time?
Okay. In 20, when now I started chemotherapy, I could not hide. I had to tell them
Right.
because I had Googled and I saw definitely I was not going to make it. So from September, I started doing like a will. I wanted my body to be given out for research. So I had to tell my family so they know whatever happens to me and why. So at that point, that is when I told them. And it was too scary for all of them. I think they were even more worried and scared than I was. So yes, it was one of the hardest moments.
Yes, I can only
Yeah.
imagine. And when we're
Yes.
talking about family, you have your brother and your parents. Did you have other family at that point too? Because you were still young. I know you have children now.
Yeah, I had my daughter because I got her. Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I had my daughter then. She was
Okay.
5 years then. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, that's very hard.
yeah.
So at that point, you at some point you learned about the clinical trial in India, correct?
So after now the diagnosis now of the brain and the tumors, I was told and given 2 weeks. I was told now the doctor mentioned that maybe there were other alternatives because for the leukemia, what they say the cure would have only been a bone marrow transplant, which was not done here at that time. It
Okay.
was not available in Kenya. So they said it was either South Africa or India. But because what we had as a family, we had exhausted by the end of the year 2014, I had closed that window of even hoping to have a bone marrow transplant.
Okay.
So this time when I was told about 2 weeks, I had gone with my friend and I think it hit her harder than it hit me because she reached out to someone and someone reached out to the newspaper, our standard newspaper, and they did my story and what I was looking at. And people came in and they sent me to India for where I got now the bone marrow that I thought I could not afford, and also the treatment now for the tumors. I was in a coma for a while, for almost 6 months, but then I woke up. What happened then was that I lost memory, so I've been trying to build. That is
Mhm.
one of the most challenging things that happened with the transplant and the treatment there. So after a year, I came back to Kenya with visits every year up to now to India.
Okay.
Every single year. Yeah. But the bone marrow, after 2 years after, I was told I was on remission. The cancer disappeared after I did the bone marrow transplant. And then they did electro treatment, like they put some machines to try
Mm-hmm.
work on the tumors that were on the head. And
Yeah.
miraculously, it worked because they're also trying something for the first time. And as I said, I had nothing to lose. So I was okay, they would try it on me so that if it works on me, at least it will help someone else. It didn't work, then they won't use it on someone else. So,
Right.
but miraculously, they both worked. And I was on remission for a couple of years until I got a relapse in 2022, end of 2022. And
Okay.
that is when, coming forward to 2023, a doctor suggested now of a clinical trial.
Okay. And what was the name of the clinical trial that you were in? Do you remember?
CAR-T therapy. Yes, it was
Okay.
CAR-T therapy.
Okay. And where did you receive that treatment with the clinical trial?
I got it halfway from India, and then I came
Okay.
to finalize it in a hospital in Rwanda.
Okay. Okay. So you did go, you went back to India for the clinical trial, but you finalized your treatment at home.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
how
it was
long
from
were,
doctors also. It had doctors from the UK and an Indian doctor. And it was, how do I say it? It was something, I don't know whether to say it is in-house. It was supposed to stay there. It was something that they were also trying. They had never done it much, mostly on anyone from Africa.
Mhm.
But so I finished it last year.
Last year?
Yeah, early
So
last year.
this is just a side question. Was your oncologist, was your doctor in Kenya just a general oncologist or a specialist in blood cancers?
The first one, when we started treatment, we didn't have specialists, so it was
Okay.
just a general oncologist. But now, later in the years, I've managed to be seen by a specialist,
Okay.
hematologist, oncologist. Yes.
Okay. Do you feel like that's getting better?
Which is
There's,
easier. Now,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
right now it's getting better because in the beginning it was hard. And at first, I was told I had even done a chemo for breast cancer patient.
Mm,
So it was scary. Like,
yeah.
um, yes, but right now at least it is better because you have a specialist. Now you can ask questions who is in the same line and can answer.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and now, as of today, how's your health? And are you on any treatment? Is the clinical trials over? How are you now?
Yes, I finished clinical trial last year, and though with sometimes severe side effects, but I can feel like there is positive changes. They've not declared whether it worked positively or negatively because they say they need some time. It needs to take some time. So probably by the end of the year, to mark it 2 years, with the continuous test I do every now and then, now they'll be able to say if it worked like positively or negatively. But for me right now, I can say it has worked because I feel better, I feel lively, I feel hopeful, and I can do things I haven't done in 10 years.
That's
Yes.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So for me, I said even if it worked or just worked for a few months, for me it is a win. It is still a win.
Yes.
But yeah, because according to now the doctor, maybe if I hadn't tried it, maybe the story would have been different for me today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you believe that's very true. Does your doctor agree with that? Like your story would have been very different.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're happy you're here.
I'm happy I'm here. to meet you.
Well, thank you for that. That's your story is so amazing, and so important. And I think the differences in the different care available in different areas is such an important point to make as well. I mean, the access to care is so important, and I'm glad you were able to get the care that you did get, but it's a struggle. I know. It can only get better, hopefully.
Yeah.